Hello, welcome back to Menagerie. Today, I want to talk about my DM screen that I made. Like I said in the other video, I'm not overly happy with the way it turned out, but it did give me an idea. I have the screen here and the board that attaches to the top. And then I had this set up along with it. And then I had little dominoes that I attached magnets to, and it attached to this metal line running through it. And it worked pretty well, but I did not like the look. So I came up with a different idea that actually attaches directly to a standard DM screen. I'm going to show you that now. I actually have a couple screens here. I have this one. I actually do not remember where I got them, but I think this is just a standard one. But they both have the same format. Unfold. And yeah, unfold and have 4 panels with a slip-in screen in the back. But yeah, I thought about making one that actually fits on this instead of making my own screen. I thought of different ways that I could make this and actually try to make it out of wood was my first thought. And after some time, I realized, and I started nosing around the internet, and I found, different methods, of course, 3D printing's out there. And I thought, well, maybe I could 3D print something. So I started looking at 3D print options, and I found the tool Tinkercad online and started playing around with that and made a new prototype for this that does not look like this. But let me show you. After I made my wooden prototype, I decided to take it into the 3D modeling world, as I said, and started with paper diagrams. I'll have some in the video, but here's the actual. Started drawing it out using millimeters as the base. And I'd originally envisioned this as a two-parter with the actual wall being something you'd insert into the tower. But as I designed it, I realized that that wasn't going to work and ended up going with a one-piece design. Well, it took me several hours in Tinkercad, like 4, involving starting over once, or not, if not twice. And but yeah, I finally figured it out. And I created the tile that you see in the image here, along with the wall. And the wall did have that flaw at the top of the tower, but the Tinkercad, once I got a handle on it, it was actually pretty good, and I manipulate pretty quickly now, but it'd take a few hours to figure it out, and watching some YouTube videos. This was actually what I made from the thing I made in Tinkercad. Instead of magnets, I have holes that the actual tiles sit in, and I made it looking like this. Now, one thing that I did notice that when it came in, it actually had a flaw up around the top. The inside here is actually kind of rough because I dropped it and this whole top broke off because the plastic wasn't solid all the way through. And so if you can see it, but right up in here, see right up in here is a gap. And so this actually works well, but it's not quite up to the level I wanted it to be. So it will sit on top of the DM screen like this. And then I also made a tile that sits in there, but this thing kind of wobbles. This was my first attempt at making one that, but I don't like the fact that it wobbles. So I went back to the drawing board and made some modifications to this, and came up with some new plans, and let me show you that. This is actually one of the tiles that I have, one of the new models, where it actually has a small ridge here to help keep it from falling backwards. And this is actually before I added the dry erase paper adhesive. And one thing I did with one of the originals, I've already covered it up right now, but I tried a dry erase pen on this and it just absorbs. I've got one right here, so I'll go ahead and do that on this. But if you draw on this, that's permanent and it's not coming off. Whereas after, draw on this, it comes right off. So, but this is the new model that sits in, and it does not wobble. It'll just sit there exactly the way I want it to. And here's the old model that leans back. So if you can see it like that. But yeah, I did not like that. So out with the old, in with the new. I'm going to break in real quick and show you how I added the dry erase adhesive to the tiles. I found a roll of this online on Amazon, and I'll leave a link in the description, but it's much more than I needed for the few tiles that I have. But so I've got some spare. And you will notice that I did the video right after doing some work on my truck, and my hands are not exactly, well, they're as clean as I could get them. This is the roll that I received from my Amazon order, and I'm going to cut a small piece off of it so that I can do a tile. Okay, so align the flat edge of the dry erase adhesive to the side of the tile with a little wedge at the end. And then just press the adhesive. Then cut off the excess. Then there is a clear covering on the top, remove that. And then repeat on the other side. And now for the test. Okay, I ordered off, when I made my changes to the plastic, I actually ordered off and got a second one, and I did the left side, man, depending on perspective, from my perspective, it's left. But got the inside corrected, the plastic is much more solid, I'm not worried about this breaking off. No other changes, but here it is, here's my castle wall, but it's got enough slots to where it can hold up to 10 tiles for players or whatever the players are fighting, etc. But this is my new initiative tracker I will be using, and I just need to order in some more tiles. I only have 5 at the moment. I wanted to make sure this actually met my requirements, but I like it. And originally I'd actually left these holes in here to save on plastic, but I realized actually now that it makes a pretty good pin holder. So whatever works for me. I may end up putting this on Patreon and give people the option to download the file so they can print it themselves, but I don't have an account yet, and so just watch for that. I may end up adding a link. But thank you for watching, and hope you found this interesting. Thanks.